it's not really full, so let's take it back. Okay, now that is my desktop there. That's my desktop. Let me see if I can view it in the scaled mode. Okay. Now that's my desktop. Can you see the desktop? Huh? Okay. Now if you notice there, with the new Windows 8, like we said earlier on during our preview, it comes with the Windows Store on the taskbar, right? Okay, our practicals I want to show you now is how to create an MFC console. Now let's say, for example, let's look at an example of an MFC console. If you go to the start menu, if you right click, you will see computer management. Is that not correct? Now if you click on computer management, you'll notice it brings you up to the computer management snappings, where you see a lot of console. You have the disk management, you have device manager, you have local users and groups, you have event viewer, you have the task scheduler, you have the system tools, which are all these tools underneath the system tools. Then you have the storage, which is the disk management. Then you have the services and what? Applications. Now, these are all bunch of tools, right? Now, imagine if you want to create a user, you have to always go to computer management. Is that not correct? Now, why don't we create a console? For example, a company says we've just hired a new help desk, and this help desk technician will need to customize its. It will be in charge of creating users and group. His job is also to manage the disk. It will also be able to share folders. Are you getting me? Create share folders. His job is also to check on the performance of the computer system and see whether it's working. So I want you to create a console whereby all these features will be there whenever he wants to manage them without going to individual snappings or going to the computer management. Now, how are you going to go about doing it? It's simple. I'm going to close this now. I'm going to go to my search icon here, my search drop-down list. I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to type MMC. Now, the moment you type MMC, notice it brings up a console, and you can see the shield. You see the Microsoft Shield, the UAC Shield, right? The user account control. That is to tell you that for you to create an MFC console, you need to have what? An administrative what? Rights. Is that not correct? So I'm going to click on it now, and it's going to come up. Now, you notice that this console looks exactly the way like the computer management console. Is that not correct? The only difference is that it doesn't have any snappings on the side. Now, how do we add those snappings I've just mentioned? The person needs to be able to share folders. He needs to be able to create users. He needs to be able to monitor the performance of the computer. He also needs to manage the disk. Now, these are 4 tools we need to add. How do you go about doing that? You go to File. Then you go to the section where it says Add and remove what? Snappings. We'll click on that. Now, did you notice all the snappings I've said they are all here? Are they there? Okay, the first one was the person should be able to share folders, right? So I'm going to click on Share Folders, and I'm going to say Add to the console what? Root. Now, do you guys remember I mentioned about the ability of administrative tools to be able to manage remote tools as well? You remember when I mentioned about the disk management presentation? I said you can either manage the disk of your local computer or you can manage for a remote computer system. Is that not correct? In that scenario, if I was to manage another computer other than this computer system, I will come in here and says another what? Computer. Then I will click on Browse. Now, if that computer is located on my Active Directory, which means the computer is a member of a server, I will come in here and type the name of the computer, and I will click Check Names. Are we together? If I do that, I'll click OK. The share folder I'll be managing on my console will not be the share folder of this computer. It will be the share folder of what? Another what? Computer system. So in other words, administrators can actually take advantage of these features by managing the share folders of the server rather than logging onto the server system. Are we together? So I'm going to just cancel and I'm going to say no, I want to manage this local computer. I'm going to click finish. It's going to add it. You can see local there, right? The next one is to manage users. So I'm going to go up and that's local users and groups. I'm going to click add. You see, it also gives you the same option as well for another computer, right? Of course, we're going to take the first one. I'm going to click finish. The next thing is to manage performance. I'm going to click performance monitor. And the last one is to manage the what? The disk management. Is that not correct? So I'm going to click disk management. Of course, you see disk management, it also gives you the option as well. So if I wanted to manage a remote computer, I will also click here, manage the following computer. So I will now go to the group, to the Active Directory, browse, check for the computer system, add them to my computer, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to just say this computer. So I'm going to click finish, and I'm going to click on what? Okay. Now, do you see we've just created our own console? But then you need to save the console. Is that not correct? So we need to give it a name. We're told it's an help desk IT support. Is that not correct? So I'm going to click File. I'm going to say Save As. I'm going to save it on my desktop. But do you notice automatically it took us to the administrative tools? Because administrative tools is where you create all your computer management tools are. Is that not correct? So in this case, I'm just going to go to desktop. I'm going to type in the name IT Help Desk Support 2. So I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to click Close. Now, do you see the tools is there now? So if you want to create a user, do I need to go to the computer management anymore? All I need to do is to double click on this. I say yes. It opens. I expand local users and groups. Click on users. I can start creating my user accounts. Are we together? Guys, if you're asked to customize an MFC console and you're asked to add the following tools, guys, that is how to go about doing it. Very easy, right? Painless, right? It makes sure. Now, this is for simplicity. Are you getting me? You can still go to the individual tools, but that may take you a long process. A lot of windows will be open on your computer system. But with this, you have all the tools that you need. Because you don't really need all the tools. You just have all the tools. Now, another thing you can also do, you can add the tools based on their relationship. Like device manager and disk management may go together. Performance monitor, event viewer may go together. So if you want to monitor your computer, you can add monitoring tools. Then you add your event viewer there. You have your performance monitor there. Are we together? And you can add other monitoring tools that are not listed on the computer system. It's dynamic. Are we together? So guys, that's all for now. And I'll stop here for today. And we'll proceed next time we meet for further practicals.